Hey there, and welcome back to TV World. Not my favourite topic of conversation, just the bullshit of TV World. But I have covered Hugh Edwards and Philip Schofield and stuff like this. So, and Greg Wallace, bless him, and Gino D'Acampo now. Gino D'Acampo rerun shows pulled from ITV schedule after allegations, and this is by The Independent. Reruns of old Gino D'Acampo shows have been pulled from the ITV schedule following allegations of inappropriate behaviour made against the TV chef. The 48-year-old Italian presenter has been accused of dozens of allegations of misconduct over more than a decade. That's not me reading it wrong. That's how The Independent worded it. More than a decade. With his behaviour, because journalism standards, mate. With his behaviour described as unacceptable and distressing by those making accusations, an ITV News investigation has claimed. I do apologise. I swear that there's something still going on with this bleeding concussion, mate. My head has not been right since then, if it was ever right in the first place. D'Acampo has firmly denied the allegations in a statement to the broadcaster, saying they were simply not in my nature and describing them as deeply upsetting. Now, just as a side note, that's what guilty people say too. I'm not saying that he's innocent, right? But when I go through what is actually being done for, right, it's like, even if he was a predator, even if he was sexually abusing people, he would say this, because that's what they do. Remember that the other day where I did a video, The Tale of Two Sentences, like Lester Crown Gore gave a man 4 years in prison for trying to kill himself, and a pedo who was taking cocaine while he was working in a hospital, he was a doctor, got a suspended sentence. Whilst he was viewing the most, Hugh Edwards level snuffing and full on twocking of children. He was viewing that at work when he was a doctor, and he got just like Hugh Edwards did. But the guy who tried to top himself got 4 years, right? But this guy who was taking cocaine at work and viewing kiddie porn at work, nothing past that. But he said, this is against my moral code or something like that. So baddies do that too. I'm not saying that this makes him innocent, but innocent of what, right? Following the accusations, the PA news agency understands that repeats of game show Family Fortunes fronted by D'Acampo will not be rebroadcast. I am going to vent at the end of this, be warned. Including that I'm going to try and save it to the end. I really am. Come on, Carrie Ann, you can be a good girl. Including an episode of the show at 7 p.m. on ITV2 and another episode on Monday at the same time. 2 episodes of food travel programme Gino's Italy Secrets of the South, airing from 6 to 7 on Sunday on ITVB. ITVB? I've never heard of that. Will also be removed from the upcoming schedules. Instead, ITVB will broadcast TV show Abby Clancy Celebrity Homes on Sunday instead of Secrets of the South. Well, Graham I'm so sorry. Norton hosted game show Wheel of Fortune will run during previous Family Fortune slots on Friday and Monday. Now, this is just... I don't watch TV, mate, like literally. Well, I do, but I watch the most banal of TV. This is sort of medium banal for me. I watch the absolute fucking bottom of the barrel, mate. Head of... no disrespect to any of the shows that I'm absolutely glued to. But I do like, I've not watched Love Island. I don't like the All Stars thing, but I have watched a few seasons of Love Island over the past few years. Head of Beck to Philippa Childs, I'm assuming there's meant to be a comma there, called the accusations against D'Acampo very serious, as is the significant time period they span, in a statement on Friday. That's today. That at least one production company was reportedly aware of Crew's concerns about his behaviour, but continued to work with him should be of particular concern, and it is imperative that ITV investigates this, she added. Mrs. Childs also said, in a sector where power imbalances can be particularly extreme, it's critical that people feel empowered to come forward with concerns without fear that their careers will be adversely impacted. 100% with you, darling. And called for a radical step change. I don't know what that is in the industry. Step change? You ain't my real change. D'Acampo's legal team shared a statement from him to ITV News saying, I have never been made aware of these matters previously, and the allegations firmly denied. I would not do anything that I thought would upset or distress anyone. This is simply not in my nature. I do not recognise the version of events being put to me. That seems like legit. You know, Greg Wallace was like, fuck you, fuck everybody, fuck it all. You know, like, and he comes across as a super douche, a monumental douche canoe. And Gino just doesn't seem to have that energy about him. But when they work in front of cameras, you don't know what they're like when them cameras are switched off. I'm just waiting to get to the allegations, ain't you? Not only have these allegations never been raised with me before, I have been repeatedly supported by executives at the highest level and was commissioned on primetime programmes during the period in which it is now suggested I was acting inappropriately. You know, he's coming out, he's explaining himself. Greg Wallace didn't do that, he just fucking pointed at Karen's. I am a father, husband, and have worked with well over 1,500 people on around 80 productions in my career, which I have been so proud of. I take such matters extremely seriously, and the suggestion that I have acted in an improper way is deeply upsetting. If Holly Willoughby comes out and bloody defends him, like, literally, I might start to worry that it's the wrong one. His legal team said he categorically denies these allegations of inappropriate sexual behaviour and added, what though? Like literally, and added, to his knowledge, no such allegations have been made against him in relation to his time on Gino's Italian Express, and said he considers the allegations to be a fabricated work of fiction. I swear I've heard that somewhere before. An ITV spokesperson said its production companies have the primary responsibility for the duty of care of everyone they work with, both on and off screen, when making shows. The spokesperson, who said that the alleged behaviour is inappropriate and unacceptable, and most of them were not reported to ITV at the time. Where issues have been raised with ITV, action has been taken, they added. Multi-story media, which produced the ITV, said it would be inappropriate to go into the detail of individual concerns. No, it would not. If you're cancelling that man, this man is in the public eye. His crimes, if they are crimes, should also be in the public eye. Surely, right? Like, literally, just going, this bloke was sexually inappropriate could mean fucking anything, and you're making yourself look. Nobody's saying that these concerns are serious. They're concerns. They're not allegations of sexual abuse. They're not allegations of rape. He is not inappropriately stuck his finger, you know, like he ain't accidentally grabbed someone's tit or, like, you know what I mean? This is so far. The claims by ITV News include alleged sexualised comments towards a woman while working on a magazine shoot with D'Acampo in 2011. 2 women accused him of making sexual remarks while working on ITV's travel show Gordon, Gino and Fred's Road Trip in 2018, and a separate woman alleged she witnessed him threatening a young colleague in 2019 during the TV production. The last one is the one that I think that there's something wrong with. If he's threatening somebody because they're younger or they're lesser on the ladder of success to him, that is an issue, and it should have been nipped in the bud straight away. And it shouldn't be a woman accusing him that she saw that happen. It should be the young colleague coming out and saying that. So I want to hear from this young colleague. like, literally, what did he do? Threatening. I've not heard any, like, this is, you know, I have thought this recently, right? When I was little, used to be allowed for builders to wolf whistle a pretty lady as she walked by. That's not allowed now. You're not allowed to say anything sexual, and I think that is wrong. Now, there are people that go out of their way that basically are wrong. I deal with them on a daily fucking basis in my inbox on Facebook. People who will not be appropriate, right? But because I deal with them, I deal with them. Do you know what I mean? If I had no, you know, if it was like you're not allowed to say anything to anybody, how the fuck am I meant to learn how to deal with it? Because there will be someone somewhere, always. Like, I go to this pub uptown, and well, he's the karaoke guy / bouncer. Hella inappropriate. He pulls my hair, he grabs my tits, he pushes me off chairs. It is pure child playground, like, shit. You know what I mean? No respect whatsoever, but he's my mate. You know what I mean? It's like, he's just a throwback, really. You know what I mean? But I still consider him a friend. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be alone with him anywhere. But that's not because I think he'd do anything, because I think he'd be fucking shit scared, to be fair, because I'm a bit intimidating to anybody who's of that level of intellect. Oh my God, Gary Ann, why don't you just come out as a bitch and have done? But I don't see, you know, like, I need to know what these sexual comments were before I approve of him being taken off TV. You know, saying like, oh, you know, like with the Greg Wallace thing, if you work with food, you're always going to come out with a buttery biscuit base. Ain't fucking rude, but you're always going to come out like, oh yeah, your flapjacks are heavenly, or there's always going to be sexual innuendo with food. Prue Leith does it on Bake Off. Are we going to cancel Prue Leith? I think the fuck not. You know, like, until I see anything more concrete that this man's actually committed a crime, this just sounds like people being funnies, in my personal opinion. And I'll just get to the end of the thing and I'll start contrast you. Behavioural clauses in talent contracts and provide. Yeah, forget. Do we need to read any of this? In a statement to ITV News, Studio Ramsay, which produced the show Gino's Italian Family Adventure and co-produced Gordon, Gino and Fred's Road Trip, said it takes all allegations of inappropriate behaviour and workplace misconduct seriously, promptly investigate and take appropriate remedial action when warranted. And then it's just telling about his career. Now, some people, so from this, 3 people, right? Let's say 10. Let's hugely grow the number of people that are saying that he said something rude at them that they didn't like or found inappropriate. This geezer is now off the screens for everybody. And how many people love Gino D'Acampo? I know I do. Turkey power! Like, brilliant guy, lovely guy, to all intents and purposes. Greg Wallace, not so much. Hugh Edwards, fucking shouldn't have been on telly in the first place, in my personal opinion. And Philip Schofield, right? Gino D'Acampo does not come across like one of these people to me personally, and I will stand here and say that I'm wrong if I'm wrong on that. If it comes out that he has sexually assaulted somebody, that he has cheated on his wife, that he has done something wrong, I will be the first one to call that man out, right? I'm just trying to apply some logic. Now, I did say, in stark contrast to this man who's being taken off the TV to protect who? Who are we protecting by taking him off the TV? Like, this man said tit. You know what I mean? This man said this woman's baps were luscious. You know what I mean? It's like, oh no. It's like that woman, these, conflate it. 10 people have the option to not watch Gino D'Acampo on TV. If he said something to them that was inappropriate, I don't watch EastEnders, mate. And that's not because of the person off EastEnders that I had the thing with. Did I mention that they were on EastEnders? Oops. But, we laugh about that guy, right? He's not been done, right? But in stark contrast to Gino D'Acampo being taken off the TV, let me go back to my favourite topic. Because until this is outed, I will not let it lie, mate. I will not let it lie. That last summer, a Sheldon Darling top sports presenter had his home searched and was arrested for the twocking essay of a 10-year-old girl. It's historic. Maybe that's it. It's historic. So, you know what I mean? This top sports presenter is alleged to have sexually assaulted a 10-year-old girl on more than one occasion, and he's still on TV. In contrast to Gino D'Acampo being pulled for making sexual innuendo. Now, that little girl, well, she's obviously I'm assuming in her 20s. If it's from the time that I'm thinking, she'll be in late 20s now. Honestly, I've mismarbled the fuck out of this shit, right? But this little girl has to watch that man on TV. Now, that man just paid for gagging orders so that his name can't be mentioned. But the people that he works for, who still employ him, knowing that he is, just the fact that he's under investigation to set a little girl, right? They should have got rid of him like that. Just the allegation, the sniff that he was a pedo, should have got rid of him. No, this man, who obviously has more money than Gino D'Acampo, because otherwise Gino D'Acampo could have paid for gagging orders as well. This guy, top sports presenter, really, really, really rich top sports presenter, scot-free, still on fucking TV. Never been fired. Never have we witnessed, since that happened, a top sports presenter stepping down from that role. It's a top sports presenter who's due to step down from that role, from his role. Whether that's going to coincide with the court case, don't know. But literally, this is the double standards. It's like they throw people under the bus. There are pedos working at the BBC and ITV. There always fucking has been. And they do their little nod and their little wink and they pull up their trouser leg and they go to their fucking lodge meetings and they think that they're better than all of us because they're in a club. Oh, we're me better. Anyway, yeah. Do I think Gino D'Acampo's innocent? No. You know what I mean? You gave him fame. You inflated his fucking ego. You gave him carte blanche. This has happened with so many people, and some people you can tell just by looking at them that they're wrong uns. Some of them, it'll come out that they've done something and it's like, yeah, I never really did like him. You know, that kind of thing. Some people, you can just get the vibe. You know, I have a list. Oh, mate, I do. I started making a list with the Jimmy Savile thing. You know, like there were people that you just think, Bruce Forsyth, mate, don't like to speak ill of the dead, but I'd be nobody more surprised than me. Paul Daniels as well, we were thinking of him the other day. He always struck me as a bit, you know, you never do know. You know, because they run in the same circle as these people. And they throw people under the bus like they did with Jermaine Genius. You remember when the I do, when this whole top sports presenter who twocked a 10-year-old girl came out, shortly after that, they chucked Jermaine Genius under the bus because he was sexting a woman. And that guy plastered all over the fucking news. The dude who'd fucking abused some mother's little girl. Nothing, mate. I'm sorry, but I will not ever let that lie. I will not ever like that. I cannot fucking stand pedos and Freemasons, but like, you know what I mean, bedfellas. But you know, I won't let it lie, because as a mother, as a woman, the abuse of our children I find abhorrent. As a grown woman, a bloke telling me I have nice tits, I can take in my stride, because I'm not a massive flannel. If somebody came up to me and literally, I've had a man like literally go for me. I've actually, over the past few years, I've had it a few times. Well, in my life, I've had it a few times where I've had to fight off fully grown men. That is shit where you need some kind of thing. But this he said something and it offended me. Like that, you don't lose careers. You shouldn't lose careers for that. But unfortunately, the powers that be have to throw these people under the bus to look like they are actually housekeeping, and they're not. They are not. How long did it take for Jimmy Savile to fucking come out after he was fucking dead? And then everybody who was in the BBC said, yeah, we all knew it. It's an open secret. There are open secrets there now with Hugh Edwards. It's like that people saw him take little boys round the fucking news thing. Nobody reported him. Report the pedos. Report the abusers. But if somebody says something that makes a woman feel uncomfortable, she should have the right, and there is nothing stopping her. She does have that right to turn round and tell him to shut his fucking face before she puts him on his arse. Or has him up in front of his boss. Like, you know, obviously, if I was going to stand there and, like, you know, take on fucking Mike Tyson or whatever, I'll put you on. Mind you never do know with Mike Tyson. He could pull a thingy and just fall down of his own accord. Depends how much money you get to pay him, really. And this is it. These people are paid handsomely, and I'm sure that D'Acampo will get a nice little bung for taking one for the team. I'd like to see D'Acampo come out and say, actually, right, I get it. Occasionally I said things that weren't very nice, and I apologise to these ladies. I'm sorry that you took offence at that. I didn't mean it that way, but I can see why that offended you, coming from a man that is out of order. But I'd just like to point out, so-and-so fiddles with kids. So-and-so fiddles with kids. These guys all went to a fucking party together. 2 kids didn't fucking go home after the end of that one. Just fucking grass everybody else up. You know, if they're chucking you under the bus and you're not being paid for it, grass up the people that you do know. It's gone mad. Anyways, I'm sorry for ranting about that, but you will never get me until that top sports presenter is either brought to justice or cleared and publicly says that he was cleared. I'd want to hear it from the little girl myself, to be fair. After all of this, I'd want to hear the girl say. I mean, she still is a little girl if she's 30 to me, because I'm that old. But, yeah. It's chip paper. Tomorrow's chip paper. But I whoa, ka-wink-a-dinky. Scroll down on the same page. Jermaine Genius takes full responsibility for conduct which led to BBC dismissal. Should we do Jermaine Genius real quick? To be fair, I would. Who wouldn't, really? It's lovely. Do you mean? See, sexually inappropriate. And literally, if they turn it round onto women, I am fucked. I am sexually inappropriate with fucking everybody. Everybody legal anyway. Like, but I am a predatory cougar, not with intent. You know what I mean? But if I think somebody's beautiful, they're fucking going home with an ego like this after I've done with them, because I think that people should tell people when they're beautiful. I think that that's something that we're lacking as humans, the ability to communicate and praise each other, give each other validation. Oh, God. Oh, it's returning to broadcasting. Insists he has taken responsibility for the conduct which led to his dismissal as he's returning. Genius apologised for his actions and is now set to return to the public eye as part of TalkSport's coverage of the FA Cup fourth round tie between Aston Villa and Spurs on Sunday. Yeah, wicked. Let's fucking... Mate, when we're doing cookery shows now, got to talk about football. Press Association reported, not the press, earlier this week, Genius's return had caused concern among some members of staff at That's my scarf, you little bastard! Show us, no! He got his claw. I made that scarf myself, damn it. Fucking stretching it along, trying to get away. Looking, like an Andrex puppy. The biggest thing in this whole situation is about taking responsibility, and that has been at the forefront of my mind because he is a good man. You need to take responsibility for your actions. There's a reason why you're in this position, and there's a reason why this has happened. Once you kind of accept these things, then you can work on yourself and you can work on the other things. And you can work on your family and work towards a brighter future. Right? So... Again, completely different from the top sports presenter who ain't even fucking come out and explained himself or even said, this ain't me, because he can't, because it would be a lie this time, even though he carry on, shut your face. Anyways, I'm leaving it there. Morning, we're a game of soldiers. If you've made it till the end, I owe you a buffet. If you want to like, share, subscribe, all of that fancy goodness, please feel free to do so because we're heading up to 1,000 subscribers and the big giveaway. So excited, which will happen in 2025. I have faith that sometime this year that is going to happen. Anyways, thank you for being here. Please come back and never forget that I love you all except for the top sports presenter who fiddled with the little girl. Bye.